back to Den's Stocks and Business. Here I do the weekly analysis of the Indian stock market on weekly basis. So today is a trading holiday, today is a Monday. It is a trading holiday on account of Guru Nanak Jayanti. So I hope you all enjoy the long weekend after the market hours on Friday, especially the active market participants. They have enough time to take rest and have enough time to do the analysis of last week. So without further ado, we could move on to the weekly analysis of the Indian stock market last week. After the market analysis of the week last week, we could move on to the next week market events, coming up market events, how these things will affect on the market as well. So without further ado, let's move on to the analysis first. I urge to all of you to show your support to me by subscribing my channel and share and like, and have a spare time of yours to watch my channel and support me as well. The Indian GDP data was one of the key moments from the last week market. The Indian GDP, which is gross domestic product, which contracted minus 7.5% on July-September period, which is actually quite expected after such a drastic event like COVID-19. If you look on the previous GDP data was minus 23.9%. From that level to reaching minus 7.5%, actually the market has a growth of than unexpected, and it attained a higher growth than street estimates, and it's reached to minus 7.5% on July-September period. So if you go on to sector, the manufacturing sector has 0.6% gain, and electricity sector has 4.4% gain, and in the construction sector it is minus 8.6% gain, and mining minus 9.1% gain. In trade and hotel segments is minus 15.6%. So as after this data, the Indian market has entered into a recession. As per technical, if the market GDP data is in contracted consecutive quarters, the market will be considered as in a recession. So on that basis, Indian market is in technical recession. But if you look on the data, the market has improved from previous contraction. Interestingly, Mr. Raghuram Rajan, who is the former RBI governor and also the former deputy governor, RBI deputy governor, Mr. Viral Acharya as well, pointing out a concern about the internal working group in RBI's proposal of converting NBFCs, these non-banking financial corporations, which has large size, to convert into banks, and the banking license to the large corporates. So the internal working group has given a suggestion recently in front of RBI, but it is still not in a final stage, just a suggestion, even though there is a concern of allowing these corporates into the bank. It's a long waiting for this decision has long time. The RBI has kept away from taking decisions, and they didn't give the permission to the corporates to open the banks. So recent developments has questioned by the former RBI governor and former RBI deputy governor as well. They are questioning the timing of the implementing it, which why they are now implementing these things, because they cite the risk of letting these businesses to run bank, because if they allow to run the business, they may use their own purposes. They maybe this like a process of self-lending. They are going to introduce the loans for themselves, for even the corporate companies. They are who are running their own banks. If they have any financial problems or anything there, to recover their financial burdens, they may self-lend themselves, which is a bad situation in India, even this critical times. Even though we are hearing many banks or the promoters of the banks are doing a lot of frauds inside, and the banks has collapsed. Recent example is in the S Bank, and Lakshmi Vilas Bank has last week the government has suspended the trading in the stock market as well. So many examples are in front of them, and still they are giving such a kind of proposals and permissions which may affect the banking system in India as well. So they are raising this issue and the timing of the implementation. Even the long time, the RBI Reserve Bank of India have suggestion in front of them. This one, even they didn't take this session, they keep away this decision. Coming on to the market indexes, the Nifty 50 and Sensex, which had ended up the week with a minor gains of 0.85% gain and 0.60% gain respectively. And interestingly, the market indexes has created a fresh new all-time highs on Tuesday, and which is the Nifty 50 had reached 13,145.85 points, and Sensex reached an all-time high of 44,601.63. Even though it has created fresh highs, the next day, the Wednesday, the market witnessed a sharp correction, sharp decline, and it reached almost 12,800 level, which is a crucial support level, which we mentioned in the previous week. The Nifty going to be resistance between 12,800 to 13,000 level, which is an inevitable, as we mentioned before. Also, we witnessed a sharp rally of 3% in mid caps and small caps on Friday, even though market indices of Nifty 50 and Sensex had entered in losses. And the Nifty in IT index had outperformance on Monday. On Tuesday and Thursday, the bank index, Nifty bank index, has performed than other indexes. So these are the general analysis of the market index. So I would like to go for some stock specific performance during the week. Many of the stocks which I hold personally for a long time, and I here mention about the last week's performance on these stocks as well. Firstly, the Amara Raja Batteries Limited, which had 9% gain during the week, and the Federal Bank Limited, which had 6.5% on last week, which is a Kerala based stocks. And another Kerala based stock, which is Cochin Shipyard, which had 7.7% gain on last week. The other stocks which had performed last week, which is mainly the Tata stocks, Tata company stocks. The first one is Tata Motors, which had 6.65% gain last week, and Tata Steel, which had 8.34% gain. The Voltas company had 4.71% gain last week. Tata Power has moved 11.7%, and Tata Consumer Products, which had 3.65%. Move on to other stocks, which is State Bank of India, which had minor gains last week, which is 0.65% gain. And the Larsen and Toubro Construction Company, which had a negative, which is 0.87% contraction in their stocks. And my favorite, Infosys also contracted to -3% during the week. The India Bulls Housing Finance has 7.04% gain last week. One of the recent IPO listed stock, which is Happiest Minds Technology, which had contracted -2.6% last week. The Grasim Industries had 2.47% gain. Apollo Tyres had 6.01% gain last week. And Axis Bank also have 1.01% gain. If you look on to the top two companies by market capitalization, for the first one, Reliance Industries had contracted -1.07%. And also the TCS, the second largest company in India, had also -1.64 losses last week. These are some stocks performance on last week. So let's move on to the events coming up for the next week market. How this news is going to affect the next week market, which is going to start on from tomorrow, Tuesday to Friday. First of all, the market going to be react on the GDP numbers coming out last week, which is actually contracted to -7% on technically into recession, but the market has witnessed a sharp rally from the last quarter GDP data. So on that basis, it may be ended up as a positive impact. So, and the other one is one of the famous company, as everyone know, Burger King. Burger King going to do the IPO in Indian market. Their IPO size will be 810 crore rupees, and in that, out of that, 450 crore is a fresh issue, and the rest 6 crore equity shares will be in offer for sales by one of their promoter. The price range will be 59 to 60, and it's going to be going to start from December 2 to 4, I think, and the stock going to be listed on around December 14 as well. Personally, I don't have any recommendation to enter into the Burger King IPO, but let's watch out for how that going to be performed. Even though Burger King is very famous and it's last already, and especially in this kind of situation, COVID kind of situation, how the business going to be success as previous. So there will be a concern for this IPO as per my opinion. And there is an OPECMeet which is going to discuss about the oil demand or oil prices and the oil production, because after the COVID situation, the oil industry had unexpected loss. So that will be a key meeting. It will be conducted on a virtual basis, and there will be an RBI policy meeting also from December 2 to 4. And there's always, as continuously, the vaccine development news is coming up, which is non-event in these days, even though it is coming up with positive news. The AstraZeneca Oxford COVID-19 vaccine had a trial basis some problems, even though they are hoping to bring out some vaccines as well. So the Prime Minister also visited the Serum Institute of India as well for the development of the COVID vaccine. So there will be a positive impact of vaccine development also on next week as well. So these are the market analysis of the last week and the coming up. So I hope you enjoy everyone about the weekly analysis. If you have any doubts, you feel free to contact me through my contact details, which I given on the description. Thank you.